What are you doing in the shower?
No,
Yeah,
cyber
scouts
talk.
in the
He's
shower,
cyber
I guess.
Taking a dippity dip. So we going fishing?
We might as well.
Let's fucking go!
I think we
What's
should go
wrong with
fishing
you
for Sam.
people?
I still don't like Brian, just for the...
Yeah, I don't like him
Just
either.
because I
like
like Brian.
Right.
But
I
I
like
really
us.
want it. Like, I want to see how this plays out.
Here's
Yeah,
the
you make
thing.
it a fishing minigame.
I think Brian would be fine with somebody who isn't competitive, but apparently our character is super competitive, so I just don't think that we match well.
That is not true.
I know. Fucking lies.
Oh, I have a message from Brian.
Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. Are you in or out?
Oh no, I've been dreading this day since yesterday. I accidentally boasted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian, and now he's challenging me to another dad-off. I have been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still, though, I have to accept. Take back to Brian. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish. Make sure your mower is good and working order because you're gonna be all over my lawn this weekend. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. Man, that's gonna be a rough start. Amanda comes into the room from the kitchen eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that.
What?
It's called string cheese and not chompy cheese for a reason, Amanda.
You just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique, or what?
No, Amanda, we have to go fishing tomorrow.
Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog.
How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you?
Nope. My stint in the Scouts was brief and purely transactional. I thought I could get free cookies, but I didn't know I had to, be outside and tie knots and stuff.
But I have to beat Brian.
Dad, let me tell you a story. Do you remember last summer how I applied for a job at that coffee shop across town?
Give me a refresher?
During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine. I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. Oops.
Oh boy.
On that first morning, there was a line out the door within half an hour. I severely burned my hand, and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar from that.
Of course I remember. What does that have to do with fishing?
The burn is a metaphor, Dad.
I don't get it.
You can lead a horse to water.
What do horses have to do with fish and burns?
Dad, please, don't get your obsession with competing against Brian.
You wouldn't understand. It's a dad thing.
Please try explaining it to me.
Okay, Brian's just... He just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game.
Is that what you think is happening here?
No, Amanda.
Okay.
Oh, come
I
on.
know that's what's happening.
Ugh.
Alright, Pops. We should be getting some sleep. See you in the morning.
Night, Panda. I brush my teeth and throw on some pajamas. I climb into bed, set my alarm, and close my eyes. Okay. Sleep.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time I went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over on Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me up in the morning and told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on, but before I knew it, we were both alone on a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there for hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked up mosquito bites while my dad sat in stony silence, fishing pole in one hand and beer in another. We didn't catch anything. On the long drive home, my brother bought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. Okay.
Cigarettes at 9 years old?
I guess.
Terrible fantasy.
That didn't help, and I think I have some repressed sadness about my father. I'll deal with that later. Oh, that's pretty. Sitting on a boat in the middle of a body of water. I can't see any land, but there's a ton of land. But I know it's a lake. The water's placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole. I don't understand why, but it feels like my life depends on catching fish right now. I cast my lure into the water and wait, and wait, and wait. My whole being is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. He wants to be my dream voice.
You used the wrong lure.
I look up and see my father,
I would Amanda.
just as he looked that one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull the lure up and try to grab a different one, but all the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I look up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. My boat trips over and I fall into the water. Sinking further and further, I see the multitudes of fish that have been lying just below the surface, all swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes.
You gotta use a neutral buoyancy lure if you're trying to catch trout, buddy.
I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm. It's fishing day. That would explain the weird dream. I gargly slip on clothes and get ready. I spot Amanda's door half open and see her still curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking over to her bed, I give her a tiny kiss on the forehead. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready?
No.
Well, you gotta get up. You can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Amanda pulls her comforter over her head.
Never.
Amanda.
I'll get up in a minute.
Alright, Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blanket to wave me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda, whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chugs her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. That must be Brian. Still rubbing her eyes, we walk outside to see Brian. He is decked out in fishing gear. Daisy is falling asleep next to him.
Early bird gets the worm, buddy.
You ready to fish?
I was born ready.
My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day. It's a good day to die. Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side of the door and open it.
Who wants to be the... Okay, that's the question.
Ryan's dog immediately hops in the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir?
Maxwell, let bees sit.
Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy immediately falls asleep.
You ready for an adventure?
I'm ready for glory.
It's not coming, buddy.
I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch trees pass by. So, where exactly are we headed?
It's about an hour north of here. Little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anyone else knows about it. I brought everything we need so we can get some trout. Have a nice little fire, enjoy nature.
My fishing pole's in the shop, getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow?
But of course, it's probably nice, not as nice as yours sounds, though. You know.
Right. I'm digging a hole here. Stare out at the forest lining the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusky pink light through the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up to a magnificent lake.
Well, here we are.
I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear as Maxwell runs around us barking. The kids wake up and wander up to the shore, where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake, where he has a canoe waiting.
It's great. Still in one piece. Hold on. Help me out with Maxwell.
I help Brian place a tiny, dog-sized life vest on Maxwell.
Aw. All right, your turn.
Brian hands me a lime green life vest.
I can swim, thanks.
Oh,
I-
you poor dumb idiot.
It's gotta be the top one. That's the only one that's not
Yeah.
stupid.
If I fall in, I'm counting on you to rescue me.
Suit yourself.
Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks.
You kids want to fish?
I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water.
Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto.
Yeah, take that, water.
Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them.
Is that what we're doing?
Daisy, don't you want to fish?
I think catching fish is kind of inhumane.
We're gonna go explore in the woods and look at bugs and stuff.
Alright, be safe. Don't go too far.
Brian puts a life vest around himself and we throw all of our equipment into the canoe. Maximal happily jumps in and takes his place looking out over the front of the boat. I get into the canoe and Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves in the middle of the lake.
Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get you up here so early.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty common fisherman knowledge after all. Fisherman knowledge that I am knowledgeable about.
Still a gambling man?
You know it.
Let's see who can catch more fish.
You can catch more than one? Sounds easy enough to me. What's on the line? Besides all the fish I'm gonna catch, obviously.
I was thinking something a little more high stakes than mowing the lawn.
Custody of our children.
More than that. Let's say if I win, I get your weed whacker. Oh my god.
The Whackmaster 2000, that's a limited edition.
Oh god.
But if you win,
Reach and
you get
cut.
my pole saw. The Reach and Cut 3000.
The cordless version?
That's the one.
Shit, the Reach and Cut 3000 is state of the art. My weed whacker is a prized possession, but there are those hard to reach branches at the back of the yard that have been begging for pruning. You're on.
You're an idiot.
We shake on it. I still remember that I don't know how to fish. My foolish fatherly pride will one day be my undoing. Like today. I watch as Brian tries to lure and does some stuff I can't quite follow with his fishing pole. He casts it into the lake. Oh boy. Now I have to do that. I stare down at the tackle box and at the pole in my hand.
Insult the fish.
I feel like we should stretch before physical activity. We don't want to do anything too hard, you know?
Say, put some bait on the hook.
Because I am such a pro fisherman, I anticipate a lot of quick physical movements over the course of this fishing session. To prepare for such activities, I will now stretch my body so that it is limber and ready for battle.
That's very responsible of you.
Do a few calf stretches, some bicep pulls, or crack my neck several times. Bend over and try to touch my toes, but I just can't make it happen. I can barely get the tips of my fingers past my shins. Alright, my nubile body is now lithe and pliant and perfect for wrangling every trout in the lake with my bare hands. Now what?
I had not or something.
Now you gotta perform the fish mating call.
Yes.
It's not before a fishing mating call.
As you probably
Ah.
know, fish also responds positively when tempted with the call of potential mate. Observe.
Bullshit on that.
Gazing out at the lake, I prepare my call.
I see the eggs, baby. You got a hot pectoral fin.
My god.
Not the top one.
Pectoral fin. Okay, I'm officially uncomfortable.
All part of the territory, Brian. I guarantee those fish are horned up and ready to get caught. Let's cast the sucker. I pull my rod back and launch the lure as hard as I can. And the lure flies off the line and sails far, far away, landing in the lake without a loud sploosh.
Maybe the knots were the better idea.
Sorry, I judged the wind speed wrong. The cold air drives the pressure down.
Go ahead and take my pole. I know it's hard switching to a new pole you're not used to. I'll fix up another lure.
Brian hands me the pole with a smile, and I just sit there feeling like an idiot.
You should.
Oh
Oh
no.
god.
Oh
Fishing
no.
around here is easy. They all group up. All you gotta do is line up 3 of the same species and then reel them in. Oh, with a match.
That's how it
They're
works.
like bejeweled.
Candy Crush. How do I line them up though?
You switch one.
I need to match 3 of the same species, huh? I can't tell which fish is which.
Match that fish.
Well, how
Usually,
Yeah, you can go him up. Or I can't
Wait.
see where your cursor is. It's
Oh,
all kind of.
Oh, that wasn't the same fish. This is
Oh,
the
is
same fish. There we go.
Match of the day.
Alright.
Match
Match
day.
of the day.
uh,
Now you're fishing.
this
Now
one?
you're fishing.
I don't see another one.
Uh,
Match of the
There we
day.
go.
I can't really direct you all that well, so.
I think she's got it.
Um,
Now you're fishing. Nice match.
yep. This one.
Catch of the day.
Catch of the day.
Now you're fishing.
Now you're fishing. That's not the same one. I don't see another one.
There's in the center towards the bottom. There are the
Yep.
2 up, and then on the right.
Oh, that's on the
That's
one.
northern hide. Sports fish isn't. That is
Your
great.
timer's
for
still running.
Scaly hide. Some fishermen hunt them with a bow and arrow since their sharp teeth can easily cut through a fishing line.
Now you're fishing.
Fun.
Okay.
Interesting.
Match of the day.
Look, I'm not gonna make it.
The bottom.
Match of the day.
Bottom. Bottom right, bottom left.
Bottom right, middle. There are two on the second row up, and then there's one on the bottom
Ah,
row.
there it is. See it. This one?
Match of
Come on.
The stream is like super pixelated for me right now, so it's
Yeah.
all just brown, green, and somewhat reddish blobs. I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Like I said, there's dark fish and red fish and some gray fish.
Right,
And
like
some
that's
green
it.
fish.
That's all there is.
Okay. Wow, this is way tougher than I thought. Look over at Brian, who's smiling and obviously enjoying his time out here in the lake. I will crush him. Suddenly, the fishing pole jumps in my hand. I reflexively tug upwards. Think I got something big. Tip of my pole dips down repeatedly, and the line starts to run.
Reel it in.
I finally get the fish right up next to the boat. It's a long, beautiful rainbow trout. Brian hands me a net.
It's all yours. Oh boy.
I lean down and notice how my hands are shaking with excitement. This fish is bigger than all the ones Brian's caught. The pole saw is mine. All my entire canoe takes over. With me, I find myself sinking into the lake. I should have taken the life vest. All of a sudden, I'm embraced under the water and pulled into Brian's arms. I'm finally dragged upwards, splitting water all over. Our gear floats on the surface. Maxwell doggy paddles around us in circles, having a great time.
I don't know about that.
Aw. At least someone's having fun. You alright?
Does that count as one?
Well, seeing as all our fish are now swimming safely back in the lake, I guess so.
Brian laughs.
Let's get you to shore.
Brian and I flip the canoe back over and fill it with our now soaking wet gear. We row back to shore with Maxwell in tow. Once we get to the beach, Maxwell darts off into the woods. Brian takes off his shirt. Dots of lake water glisten in the sun across his strong back.
Oh boy.
Man, all that general contracting must have built that guy like an ox. I hope he doesn't notice me staring.
I'm gonna get the fire going so we can dry off. Want to hand me yours?
Yes. Okay. I reluctantly take off my own shirt and toss it to Brian. Suddenly wish I'd done more sit-ups in my life. Or any sit-ups at all, really. Another thing you bested me in, stupid sexy Brian. You might as well fry that shirt up. Seems like it's the only lunch we will have.
The day's young. We can fish from the shore.
Once Brian gets the fire going, I sit and try to dry off my pants. Brian sets a couple lures out by the water's edge.
We're We're probably gonna have to put the kibosh on the competition for now. Your thing's safe now.
Until another day. My stomach growls.
You hungry?
Oh, I'm fine. Brian reaches into his cargo shorts and pulls out a few granola bars.
Hey,
I have a small child. I'm flushed with snacks.
Brian joins me by the fire and I accept the cargo short granola.
And now we're back to waiting.
Where'd the girls get off to? Shouldn't they be back by now?
Wouldn't worry about it too much. They're a couple of smart kids.
That's what I'm worried about. They're too smart. They've probably established a small role in government by this point and installed themselves as leaders. Take a look around in the sun, cresting the tree line, casting the entire lake into a warm golden glow. The forest seems to be coming alive now. Birds chirp in the distance. Wow, nature is beautiful. A mosquito bites me. I slap my neck and curse. Nature sucks.
Here you go, bud.
Ryan hands me a bottle of bug spray. I begrudgingly take it and douse myself. Ugh, I've always hated how this stuff smells.
Really? Oh, I kind of liked it. Reminds me of being outside.
Maybe you and I have different sentiments on the outdoors. Maxwell comes bounding up to me, a huge stick in his mouth. He drops it at my feet and looks at me expectantly.
No.
Oh God.
You know the right one. You know the right one. The first one. Be nice to the dog. The dog
fair,
doesn't know your animosity.
Most dogs I know, when the stick breaks in half, love it because I think they just got two sticks.
Alright,
But
I'm gonna throw the
yeah,
stick.
throw it to the woods. Throw it to the woods.
I hurl the stick as hard as I can towards the tree line. Maxwell bolts after it, running as fast as his stubby little legs can carry him. Which, consequently, is not very fast. It's very cute, though.
hey.
Nice throw, bees.
I turn away so he can't see me blush. Maxwell brings the stick back to me, clearly proud of himself. Good boy, Maxwell. You're a very good boy. Speedy boy. You're the world champ on fetch. It's time for the pets. What's the plan?
Behind the ear.
Yeah, find the ear. Come on.
Up that belly. Yeah, but you can't go wrong here.
Yeah. I give Maxwell some nice little scratches behind his floppy ears. He responds in kind by licking my face.
He really likes you. Be careful. He's gonna try to follow you home if you keep that up.
That's the plan. I scratch Maxwell's ears more intensely. I'm gonna steal your dog, Brian. We both laugh, and I'm only kind of kidding. While I'm playing with Maxwell, fish begin routinely pulling at Brian's lines. I watch Brian effortlessly fillet the fish, squeezing a bit of lemon on them and frying them up in a cast iron pan. Before we know it, we have a feast fit for a couple of shirtless dudes. Amanda and Daisy emerge from the woods looking totally unscathed.
Whoa, Dad Bod Patrol. I'm gonna have to issue you both a citation and demand you both put your put your shirts back on. There are children present.
Brian tosses me my now dry shirt. I pull it over my head, thankful that I will no longer be distracted by Brian and his packs. Where have you guys been?
Studying entomology.
What?
We're playing with games.
I expected you guys to be more covered in, like, mud and stuff. Daisy looks offended.
What do you take me for, a child?
Amanda puts a hand on Daisy's shoulder.
Right.
We take a seat around the fire and Brian serves us all generous piles of fish on paper plates. It's absolutely delicious. Why does he have to be good at everything?
Fish taste okay?
Daisy and Amanda both nod furiously, mouths full of fish. It's incredible. I've never had a fish this good. Yeah, it's great.
Old Hardin family recipe.
Why are your pants wet?
Well, Amanda, we were out there on the lake, and then...
And then I accidentally tipped over the boat. Don't worry. All the air flowed to the surface, so we didn't lose anything. Right, bees?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Can't believe he just covered for me. Gosh, he even out-humbles me. He's trying to beat me at everything, including my world-famous sense of humility. So humble. We finish our fish and end up playing catch with Maxwell for a little while before we decide to head out. After cleaning up the camp, we pack up station wagon and let Maxwell into the backseat. The poor pup falls asleep in a cuddle puddle with Amanda and Daisy. They've had a long day.
Been an ordeal today, bud. Let's drive you guys home.
I want to prove that I'm the most awake dad on the block, but yeah, I'm beat. Fine.
Why do you want to prove you're the most awake dad?
I don't know. As we drive away, I take one last look at the lake disappearing behind us and smile. I rest my head against the window, and the low rumble of the dirt road beneath us lulls me into a peaceful sleep.
Hey, sleepyhead.
I open my eyes and realize that I had dozed off in the car. I self-consciously wipe a bit of drool off my chin. Oh, hey, I was resting my eyes. Just in case we suddenly have to jump into any sort of conflict, so I'm super awake for it. And ready to fight. With my strong arms.
It's all good. You earned some rest, buddy. Thanks for coming out with us today. I had a lot of fun with you.
Thanks for inviting us. I also had fun, actually.
Glad to hear it. Take it easy, yeah?
You too. Take it the easiest. Ryan chuckles to himself as he unloads the car. Man and I get inside and immediately collapse under the couch. Long day.
Yep.
I was so close to that pole saw.
Pole saw?
Yeah, Brian and I were competing to see who could catch the most fish, and
Stop. Why do you care so much?
Panda, just look at the guy. He so obviously got my number and he's rubbing my face in it.
Dad, I love you. But you're kinda dumb sometimes.
Dumb. Or clearly the superior dad.
Oh, no, you're dumb.
You know what? I don't have any of the energy required to properly unpack your weird fixation with asserting your masculinity. I'm going to bed. Night.
Amanda slides off of the couch and face down onto the floor.
I am a tired slug.
Amanda, that floor is disgusting.
I don't care.
Well, night, honey.
Night, Pops.
Date complete. Still not doing good at the bowling.
It's amazing how that happens when you're not when you actually haven't been bowling.
Welcome. You've got dads.
I also thought our fish score would have been higher.
I think next time we should probably choose a dad to finish.
As long as it's not Brian, I swear to God.
The
Because
twist no one saw coming.
just fucking leave. This has been real. I'm out.
No, yeah, I still don't like him.